This is the first log on the next project. I'm going to debark it and set it aside. The nice thing about these logs sitting for a couple of years is the bark is going to come right off. The bad thing is there's all this scuzz underneath it. I'm not sure how I'm going to get that off. The pressure washer would be nice, but this one doesn't have pressure washer. Or water. Or electricity, for that matter. Okay, I guess we're just using our hands. Man, that's too nice to bury in the ground, though. Hey everybody, welcome back to the channel. I'm standing here in front of my storage shed turned into a tiny cabin. But that's not the focus of this video. We're gonna start clearing some space for the sauna. So grab your chainsaws, grab your work gloves, and let's get to work. Yes, it would be easier to cut it, but I might want to use this length for something. Oh my gosh, there's a reason they call this ironwood. Oh, that is some heavy, dense stuff. So this rotten log will make good fill for the garden boxes. Try to level down this hump a little bit. Boy, the ground is just dry, powder dry. I want to get all this leaf litter and sticks and duff out of here so I can more accurately kind of see the lay of the land and visualize what I'm working with here. Just having a space that's cleared will really help me visualize final dimension, and it'll help me envision it in this space, if that makes sense. You know, some people can just think abstractly and visualize things in their mind. I can't do that. I'm a very visual person. Like, I have to see it on paper. I have to see it in real life for me to imagine it. I just can't like abstractly put it together in my mind without any visual reference. I don't know, it's the way my brain works. Not much I can do about it. So I'm clearing this space so I can see this space, and then my mind can wrap around where I want it, dimensions, where's the high stuff, where's the low stuff, what's going to be the best mode of foundation, and go from there. So that's the plan. There. Now I can see what I'm looking at. Still have a couple logs to cut and clean up over there, but ran out of gas on the chainsaw, so I figured it was a good time to take a break from sawing. So here's a look from the other angle. I may end up clearing a couple more things out right in here, but for the most, just for working probably, but I think the building is probably only going to be maybe 10 by 14, something like that, 12 by 14, somewhere in there. The shed, I think the shed is 12 by 12. So I think I might want it a little bit deeper if I'm going to have a sauna in the back and then changing room and potential shower in the front. But it doesn't need to be real wide, that's the thing, because the smaller the sauna is, the warmer it's going to heat up. I'll probably lay some strings out here later this afternoon and kind of get an idea of what the feel is going to be like. But for now, I think River and I are going to have a little ice cream break. Speaking of taking a break, somebody's been napping in the van the whole time I've been working. I'm not sure he deserves a pup cup. Do you think we should go get a pup cup? Pup cup treat? What did Papa get? What did Papa get for you? Did Papa get you a pup cup? Only good boys get pup cups. Good thing you're a good boy. Careful, you're gonna get a brain freeze. Oh, River, you took the whole thing. Got a couple chicken thighs on the grill. They're looking pretty good. Pieces are clear. I think we got a winner. A winner, chicken dinner. We didn't get very far on that whole logging operation. We got sidetracked by ice cream. And when we got back to the cabin, I'd kind of run out of steam. Figured it was probably time for supper anyway, so here we are, eating chicken. It's been kind of cloudy and rained off and on for the past few days. But today looks like it's going to be blue skies and a beautiful day. So this morning we're going to head over to that area on the National Forest that they logged a couple years ago. I noticed that there's a few trees that are down that are eligible to be cut. And some of you may not know, but you are able to get a permit from the National Forest Service to cut trees that are down. So that's what we're going to do today. And hopefully those trees will end up in some sort of log structure They're nice red pines, so they're nice and smooth and without a lot of side limbs. So they should be good logs to play around with my first log building. So anyway, grab your work gloves, I'll get the chainsaw, and I'll meet you in the truck. Well, there's a couple here, but we have plenty of spruce and fir on our land, so what we're looking for today is red pine. Watch your head, Ruby. Watch out, Ruby. You can't see. Okay, well, we just passed a few, so I think we'll go back and get those. Way back in there, I don't know if you can see it. I have to be careful not to be too ambitious though, because I got to carry these out by hand. And I'm looking for 8 and 10 footers today. There's a nice one on the ground right there. We can grab those, so I think we'll pull over and get to work. So the rule for harvesting wood in the National Forest is it has to be dead wood and it has to be downed. Which means if you have a dead standing, like this tree right here, which has been broke off, you have to leave that because that can become habitat for birds and animals. So any dead standing, you have to leave. What is eligible for harvest is stuff that's on the ground. So this is a dead and it's down. Hopefully it's not too rotten. I would say that this one here counts as downed, that we can take the down part and leave the standing part if it's possible. But there's a real nice one on the ground here as well. In fact, that's almost too big. I'm not sure I'd be able to manage that. So there's plenty of stuff in here for us to play with, and there's a couple in here we can grab. So we're gonna get to work, and I hate to call this fun work, but this is all for the experience. I don't know what I'm gonna use these logs for. I think they're gonna be in the root cellar, but really it's just gonna be for a learning experience of learning how to scribe logs and hopefully make some sort of structure with it. If it goes poorly, I'll make a 5x6 square and I'll stick the shower head in there and I'll use it as a shower, a temporary shower. But anyway, I'm gonna grab the tools and we're gonna get to work. Got a couple cut. Now's where the work begins. I can't just put a rope on them and pull them. There's just too much slash in here. Get my workout today. Whoa, slippery. It's one of those great big ones way back in there. That's what I meant about being overly ambitious. It's nice that these logs have been sitting here for a year or two because they're pretty dry, which helps make them lighter. All right, we're going to set these ones aside for now. It is warm today. I think it's time to go back to the cabin and put my logging shorts on and dump this load of logs. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We've got 6 logs. 5 of them are for the root cellar build, and 1 of them is for the sauna build. So I decided last night that I'm going to use timbers as my footing, but they're not going to be horizontal, they're going to be vertical. So I'm going to take timbers, I'm going to burn them, preserve them, and then I'm going to bury them vertically 4 feet down with 2 feet above ground. So I have one 6-footer here, and I liked it just because it was a larger diameter than the other ones, and it was at the end of the log where it was all splintered. So in order to use the log, it needed to be short anyway, so it would be perfect for that. Let's get these loaded up. There's the heavy one. Well, it'll be easy to peel. That's good. Good thing I only got a half mile to drive. Alrighty, there we go. A little bit of work and a lot of nice lumber. Just think if we had a sawmill, all the 2x4s we could make. But I'm not sure I want to put more than that in the trailer. I'm sure it would be fine, but alright. Luckily we literally are probably a half mile from the house, so this will be a quick trip. All right, and the big beast, the big bee. Ah, boy, that's heavy. Holy shit. Ah, ah. That's how it's done. That's how it's done, River Dogger. Well, that's enough for today. Wood yard cleaned up here. Actually, it's probably an easier way to do this if I do this backwards. This is going to be a footing for the sauna. I'm going to char it, make it waterproof. It's literally the hottest day of the summer, and I pick that one to work around the fire. Whew. We're just going to call that the poor man's jam. Or lazy man. Whichever one works for you. And on today's menu we have some cauliflower and dill dip, peanut butter and berry sandwich, ice cold water, and some grapefruit. Nice refreshing lunch. One of my favorite things when I hike through the woods is when the sun is shining through the trees and it leaves like these dappled sunlit shadows and little glowing spaces. What a great day to be in the woods. There's enough wind where there's no mosquitoes. Leaves are blowing in the wind. Deer flies are pretty much gone for the season. It's a good day to be alive. Good day to be alive. Just jumped a couple deer up on that ridge line. Hopefully River didn't see them. Doesn't look like he paid any attention, so dodged a bullet on that one. That great big white pine probably lived for 200 years, and then finally a storm came and that was the best of it. Wow, that's kind of cool. Just for perspective, show you how high that is. See if I can set the GoPro down. I decided today that I was going to try to take another route into that secret lake. So I went in on one of my running trails as far as I can get to cross-sect where I want to go, if that makes sense. So the running trail runs north, and now I took a hard west, and a straight west should run into that lake. So I'm just looking at cool stuff along the way, and one thing that I found in the middle of nowhere, I thought I was on a deer path coming in, kind of back by where river is, and then I saw this nice trail right here, which is probably hard to see on the camera, but maybe you can see through there. Anyway, nice deer trail, and look at this. Obviously, someone many years ago thought enough of this spot to put a deer stand in, and with this trail here, I think it's worth maybe throwing a camera up here. And you know, I've been thinking about bow hunting and maybe even for gun hunting, looking for new spots away from the cabin, just because I kind of like having my deer around. Anyway, interesting. You just bushwhacking in the middle of the woods, you come across cool stuff all the time. But I'm gonna scout around here a little bit first, and then we're gonna keep making our way west to the secret lake. Oh, this looks nice. Last time we were here, we saw some loons, but one of you commented, and it didn't really click with me until I read the comment, but they said if there's loons in the lake, there has to be fish. Which, yeah, makes sense. Loons are fish eaters. Could just be minnows, but I think we're gonna have to find a way in here. I'm not sure what that is. It's interesting though. Bogs are just such cool environments. Here's those pitcher plants, those carnivorous plants. Well, there's beavers here, obviously. There's this old beaver run here. You can probably see river in there. They try to back out. But anyway, what I have here on this mound is an old otter toilet. So otters will generally go to the bathroom in the same place over and over and over and kind of mark it. So the interesting thing is, what is in their poo? And it's clearly crayfish. So there's crayfish in here. Those are all crayfish shells. But what I was looking for was fish scales or fish bones. I don't see mostly crayfish. Well, they're not berries, but I thought this was interesting. I'd maybe share it with you guys. Wild mint. And there's like a couple different varieties of mint. And this one is more spearminty, if that makes, like there's a stronger menthol. So I'm gonna grab some of this to dry. That'll be handy to have.